Let's execute an immediate, high-gear tactical vector shift away from isolated islands and cold case investigations, and step directly back onto the concrete, calculation-heavy tracking grids of black-budget wet work, high-velocity urban warfare, and elite international asset recovery. We are crossing the threshold into the dark, rain-slicked concrete labyrinth of London and the global underbelly with The Hanging Tree, an exceptional, rapid-pulsing thriller that stands as the explosive 25th milestone case file in Mark Dawson's legendary, best-selling John Milton series. This standalone deployment delivers a chilling, deeply personal exploration of tactical redemption, deep state betrayal, and intense asymmetric combat. Let's lay out the strategic narrative grid. If you are a fan of relentless, high-octane vigilante thrillers, where a retired, hyper-focused government assassin must navigate an absolute maze of intelligence agency corruption and lethal shadow executioners while trying to protect innocent civilian targets, where an analytical protagonist uses precise firearm tradecraft, surveillance evasion, and urban tracking vectors to dismantle international threat networks, and where the author utilizes an incandescent ghost trying to live a quiet life diagnostic routine to test our hero's structural survival perimeters, this book is engineered to lock you in. Dawson completely dominates the assassin noir dynamic, capturing the heart-racing procedural momentum, brutal hand-to-hand mechanics, and unyielding psychological weight popularized by genre icons like Lee Child, Vince Flynn, Greg Hurwitz, and Barry Eisler, while treating real-world ballistics, electronic signals intelligence, and tactical close-quarters combat with absolute technical mastery. The narrative tracking grid zeroes in on our central protagonist, John Milton. He is the ultimate blueprint of covert resilience, a former top-tier operative for the British government's most secretive wet work division, Group 15, now operating under a strict, calculation-heavy routine to outrun his past sins. His daily workspace is an unforgiving, shifting landscape of urban safehouses, international borders, and hidden transit corridors. His internal defense mechanisms are locked down tight behind an absolute commitment to sobriety and quiet under-the-radar living, his entire analytical focus strictly consumed by monitoring his surroundings, identifying escape routes, and assisting vulnerable people he encounters on his path to atonement. The spark ignites when his active scanning perimeter registers a devastating local anomaly. Milton's attempts to remain an invisible ghost fail as he is pulled directly into a high-stakes emergency involving ruthless organized crime syndicates, weaponized modern street gangs, or rogue intelligence operators operating within the shadows of the capital. The local diagnostic metrics flatline instantly. A localized kidnapping, a high-value data theft, or a cold-blooded street execution breaches his personal perimeter. His internal monitoring system registers that this isn't a random occurrence. A calculated web of corruption is spreading, and Milton's unique tactical profile makes him the only asset capable of executing a total wipe of the hostile force. The tactical parameters instantly explode as Milton goes completely offensive, transforming his temporary sanctuary into an unyielding, entirely pragmatic weapons platform. He deploys his massive combat profiling tradecraft, lethal martial arts experience, and deep knowledge of global counter-surveillance to map out the enemy's hierarchy. When professional cleanup crews, dirty cops, and calculation-heavy international hitmen launch aggressive countermeasures to permanently compromise his existence, Milton's survival instincts engage their final deployment tracks. Every midnight weapons cache audit, every silent execution of a close-quarters takedown in a dark doorway, and every intense moment of parsing encrypted communications chips away at his desire for a peaceful civilian retirement. What follows is an exceptional, high-stakes war of perspective and raw human grit. We watch Milton's mental perimeters completely unwrapped as he realizes that the threat isn't just a localized criminal cell. They are utilizing a total geopolitical audit of institutional power to secure absolute control over the city's black markets. While he smooths over his civilian allies' tactical blind spots with devastating analytical force, a brutal urban confrontation shifts the tracking clock into its terminal phase, proving that the executioners have detected his active countermeasures. To survive the impending lock-grid trap and outmaneuver the forces running the purge, our resilient hero must unleash an absolute, unyielding defense of his moral code. It is an assassin thriller, vigilante justice, urban crime espionage, high-velocity action noir masterpiece that treats deep tactical logistics and intense physical friction with elite precision. The tension here burns with a sharp, calculation-heavy intensity. We are talking about that high-frequency, one tactical belay means innocent casualties energy, where a sudden screech of tires on wet asphalt, an unexpected red laser dot dancing across a concrete wall, or a heavy, possessive realization that your primary exit strategy has been completely compromised by state security forces carries massive structural weight. Dawson writes with an exceptionally fresh, vivid, and beautifully blunt voice, perfectly capturing the cold, metallic hum of modern electronic surveillance, the oppressive weight of urban isolation, and the distinct, subtle scent of wet concrete, gun oil, stale tobacco, and pure, unadulterated suspense.
What truly elevates this milestone series entry into elite territory is the author's unmatched ability to balance realistic tactical realism and high-tech tracking parameters alongside a breathtaking narrative pace and deep emotional hooks. Our protagonist doesn't rely on unbelievable, superficial Hollywood superhero action tropes. His immense intelligence, strategic patience, and profound drive for personal redemption match the complexity of the chaotic criminal underworld he dominates step for step, making his choices to risk everything feel profoundly authentic and deeply gripping. The pacing moves with calculated momentum, tracking intense tactical standoffs and breathtaking urban breakthroughs, before ratcheting up to an absolute jaw-dropping final confrontation that delivers total, hard-earned closure to his sector of the grid. The Hanging Tree is the definitive pro-level upgrade your high-stakes suspense and contemporary action fiction library demands right now. It is elegant, immensely fast-paced, and utterly unputdownable. It proves that when your entire sanctuary is targeted by a cold, calculating deep-state monster, the most revolutionary play you can execute is to check your targets, chamber around, and fight like hell to protect the innocent. So secure your personal reading sanctuary, review your emotional defensive perimeters, open your Kindle, and prepare to track